Joe Perry, and this is The Real Desert Dogs.
We have a personal affinity for the desert. It's fragile, yet you must be strong to live here. And to die here only brings about the opportunity for life to flourish. In this episode of the Desert Dogs,
We're lost.
we're lost. And we're trying to find the Golden Valley.
I think we found it. Just how do we get up in it?
And this time it's just me
We're
and
on
my dad.
Hoffman Road now.
And it also happens to be Father's Day weekend. So it's kind of a father-son trip. The Golden Valley lies between two mountain ranges. Stretching across the north and northwest is the Lava Mountains. And to the southeast, the Almond Mountains close off the valley. The valley is literally surrounded by mountains and is probably one of the most secluded areas in the Mojave Desert. While we were Google Earthing the area, we were only able to find one little road entering the valley. But could we find it when we were actually there?
Granted, if we continue on the road, it'll take us to Blackwater Well, which is just out here a ways. Well, we think we're on a road. We're not even sure if we're on a road, but we think we're on the road to Golden Valley. It's a very, very faint road, but you can see there's some tracks in it. Oh, man, it's weird.
It turns out that we just made a really big U-turn, and we're pretty much back where we started. It's 4 in the morning, too. There's the rock baby. And then we heard this weird, it was a weird high-pitched sound. And, what did it sound like?
Dude, I don't know. It sounded electronic or something.
At first, we were thinking it was because there was a hawk that was flying above us.
But I heard the hawk screeching.
Yeah.
I heard the hawk sound. I don't know what the heck that high-pitched sound was.
Yeah, it was coming from the bushes, too. Well,
Must have been like a huge, giant cricket or something.
or maybe it was the rock baby. If it was the rock baby, that's not a good sign. And just in case you don't know, the Kauai Sioux, who's one of the Indian tribes that lived out here, they believed in a spiritual being called the rock baby. I think they called it. I think they used to call it Owani Ozzy. I remember one story that I read. There were some Indians near the Kern River, and they were harvesting some spices or herbs or something. And one of them heard a baby crying, and he actually saw the baby. He picked him up, and he went to his companions, but his companions didn't want to look at the baby. I think 2 of them dared to peek at the baby, and when he took the baby back to their camp, a young girl told him to take it back to where he found it. And when he did take it back, he put the baby down and stepped back. The baby just got up and walked right into a rock. The story that I read didn't say whether the person died, but if the legend of the Owani Ozzy is true, then he probably died within 3 days. interesting about the Golden Valley is that it's relatively untouched. There's awesome potential to find wildlife and archaeological artifacts. If this visit proves fruitful, we will come out again later in the year. Very little is written about the Golden Valley. Everywhere we looked on the internet, even Wikipedia bestowed the same description. But one of the things the Golden Valley Wilderness is best known for is its wildflower display. But it's June now, so we're at the tail end of it. But as you can see, there were still flowers around.
And this is like a big Indian highway from lake to lake. So you got Owens Valley out this way, you got Panamint Valley and Death Valley out that direction. You come in at Searles Lake and Trona. You can cross down through here. You can go out that way through Steamwell Road, which goes to Cohen Lake. Okay, and out that direction. Or you can go out this direction here. You got Cuddleback Lake, which overflowed into Superior Dry Lake, out behind Black Mountain and Opal Mountain and the other places we go. And all these lakes were full of water at the end of the last ice age.
The road started getting a little too rough, and we decided to explore the areas around Red Mountain, in an area still considered to be a part of the Golden Valley Wilderness. In particular, we were going to Joe's old stomping grounds, when he and his friends knew a local legend who lived around here. They called him Virgil Ramey, the Steam Man.
I just put that close friend of Virgil Ramey, Steam Man. I put my email address and I put therealdesertdogs.com. Give it the desert dog one leg. Working is fun.
A while back there used to be a road going through here, but now you can see it's just the walking trail.
I used to tell Andy and Chucky that it was the real Santa Claus.
When he was younger, Joe and his buddies found old Virg shortly after his trailer had burned down. So, they built him a new home out of plywood, planks, and PVC pipe. The reason the place is called Steamwell is that there is a natural steam well. And Virg utilized it to his advantage.
We used to actually have some 50-gallon drums, and we had some tubing, copper tubing, where the water would steam would condense, where you'd actually have water in these 50-gallon drums. Here I'm standing in Virg's house. I think I might have found a Jim Becker, and maybe even me, artifact. Look familiar, Jim? I guess we could check it for fingerprints. See whose prints are on it, but maybe it's one of the cold ones we gave Virg. He always just say, "Is that a cold one?"
Sometime circa 1983, Virg's property was bought out, and he moved to the town of Red Mountain, a town where maybe only 130 people live today. And that is where he died. As Joe said, I guess he couldn't handle the big city. Virg died in 1984 and is buried in Johannesburg Cemetery.
We moved them out, moved them into the big city of Red Mountain.
This is Andrew Curry. Let's try and keep it reasonable out there.
No, I don't think we'll go back there. It was interesting.
It probably was nice in the springtime. But other than that, didn't see much up that way.
Are you alright? She's got stuck by a cactus. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those cactuses, Boo.